Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. We bring on the best bloggers, broadcasters, and writers in the industry, including James Coleman, Big Game James 36, Florida State fullback from 2002 through 2005. Join him right there on Twitter, Big Game James 36. Again, I say the best bloggers, broadcasters, and writers. Not necessarily everybody's going to be as good as James, but I believe everybody we bring on here is doing a nice job in delivering content across college football. We're talking Florida State, of course, and we'll get to a little football here. So my big question for a guy that, again, on the field experience versus me who just watches a ton and played at a much lower level, what can we take from the spring game and certain positions that you're like, okay, well, that's somewhat legitimate football, maybe at about 80%, and that's kind of simulates a game versus now, obviously, for the one example I'll give you to get you started would be, for me, a quarterback who majors on escapability and actually has some size and some elusiveness and some skills to get out of trouble. Well, when a fingernail brings him down during the spring game, you can't really measure that or get a good look at how good he is doing what he does well, because that's kind of taken away, for example.
I think the one thing that most people need to look at in this FSU spring game in particular is who is going to be the edge rush guy. So obviously they're going to let the quarterback play. They're not going to let you touch him, but they're going to let him play. Who is getting an upfield rush? Who is like, can you see when he comes out, he has a move? So like this time last year, we were able to see Brian Burns, and you were able to see a plethora of different moves that Brian Burns was able to do. So that lets you know that Brian Burns could possibly be that next guy from the D tackle position. Who's looking like they're getting some upfield push. Those are the things that you need to look for from there. The corners position is like it's really not the secondary. So we know what Asante Samuels can do, and we hope that he takes that next step. We know what Stanford Samuels III could do. We hope that he goes back and reestablishes his dominance. But it's what can Levante Taylor act more like LaMarcus Joyner did? And then if he's able to do that, and you really just want to see how he moves from the wide receiver position, do the guys get open? Can the guys make moves? Can the guys create separation? Can they line up? That's really what we want to know. Is if I'm a cheer if we go 5 consecutive plays without a flag. That's what I want to see. And can we block anybody? And that's, I don't know. We'll see.
Mark Rogers TV, the voice of college football. We talk Florida State football on a regular basis with James Coleman, Big Game James 36. Fifth Quarter College Football is also one of his outlets, as well as SportsDen Live. So just go to Big Game James 36 on Twitter and you can catch it all. James, I'm going to tell you, you inspired me. So under the Mark Rogers TV platform, the voice of college football, we're creeping up on 10,000 subscribers. And so we're going to be happy about that here in a few weeks. We have a Miami channel. I hope you still like me, even knowing that we just had some Miami fans gravitate to the channel, and it made sense. So we've got Miami, USC, and Ohio State. And 2 days ago, I just thought, you know what? Because of you, primarily, obviously, there are a zillion Florida State fans out there, and we need to bring them in. And so because of your help, I figure it's a good time to start a Florida State channel, which we've done in the last couple of days. So I think I can bring on, with, again, your lead, enough Florida State contribution to build a channel just for the Noles.
Oh, man, that's what's up. We could definitely outperform Cam Robinson or Cam Underwood and the cats over there down in Miami. But we got a couple more fans than the Hurricanes. They talk a lot. They're a very confident bunch for a team that's only won like 12 games in the last 2 years. So I can't talk much trash. We'll get back after we beat them.
Well, it's pretty much even the last 2 years, and that's certainly not been Florida State's best, and that's been close to what Miami's done for 15 years.
Yeah, I'm glad one division title in 15 years. If that's what being back is, I'm cool with that. I want them to stay right where they're at.
Good stuff. Give me a player, either side of the ball, 2 players, 3 players. I'm not going to limit you, of course, that you're excited to see.
Kalen Laburn is my favorite my favorite running back and my life coach. If you see a wide ass open hole, hit that bitch. That is, you can take that in any aspect of life, whether it comes to dating, business, football, whatever. Just if you see a wide open hole, hit it. And then defensively, I'm going to joke. His mama's fine. Akeem Dent is the player that I'm really looking at. High Miss Fields. If you listen to Mark Rogers, I'm a fan of you and your son. So hopefully he'll ball out here in the spring. And I think that's a name that everybody needs to know about.
Good stuff. James Coleman. Fifth quarter college football. Join him there, Sports Den Live. I don't want to cut you off here, James. If there's anything else you think we need to talk about or anything else you want to get off your chest, certainly you got the floor.
That's it. If you post this up and y'all need something to do tomorrow for the FSU spring game, come to the fifth quarter tailgate. $15, all you can eat, all you can drink, and at least the game will look a lot better, no matter what. You won't be bored. So come meet some of the dope boys. If not, follow at Fifth Quarter College Football. We're changing the way that people get information about Florida State football from the perspective of the fan, the former player, and media. Other than that, just follow at Big Game James 36.
So what you just said, James, makes a whole lot of sense. So what you're saying is same rules apply to the spring game that apply to the club on Friday and Saturday night. More you drink, better that it looks.
Yep.
On the other side. And when
free,
you go,
and women drink for free. So if you bring the women, the men will come.
Okay, there you go. And when you go to a regular football game and your team's getting beat up and you've had too many, then you get riled up. But when you're rooting for both sides, it just all looks better, I guess.
It's hard to lose when it's your team, when it's all your team. So, all right, Mark.
Thanks, James. Have a good time.
Yes, sir.
We'll see you soon.